Guys, anybody there? I'm also trying to go live on YouTube, okay? So we are going to be sewing this span that we sewed the other day. We cut the other day. It was quite a very easy one. So today we're going to be sewing. You can leave your comment at the comment section. Welcome everybody, everyone, and Merry Christmas to you guys in advance. So guys, hello, how are you guys doing today? So today we're going to be making up this pant that we cut the other day, and today we're going to be sewing it. It's quite a very easy one. I decided to come here so we can go ahead and do so. How are you? I'm fine. And you guys doing today? I hope we all are great. So first thing, I have the front here and I have the back here. You guys know that the back is normally the front is normally deeper than the back. So what we're going to do is we're going to be placing the crush together and we'll be pinning that up. I've already placed my fabric right side facing right side. You know that we always cut our pieces on the wrong side. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead. I'll be pinning that up. I'll pin that up. Then I'm also going to go ahead and pin this other side up while making sure everything is straight, neat, and good to go. If there at the end, if there's anything that is longer, I'm just going to go ahead and trim that up. I also do the same thing here, making sure that I'm mashing them up together. I'll go ahead and pin it up. Welcome everybody. If you're watching me from YouTube, you're very welcome. I'm happy to have you here. And if you're watching me from my Facebook, you're very welcome. I'm happy to have you here. I'm also going to go ahead and just join this part up like that. We're going to be pinning that up. Normally when we are stitching up a pan, we start with the crush, we join up the crush together. We're going to join it over like this with the 1/2 inch allowance, which is what I love, which is what I added, 1/2 inch of allowance. I'm going to move now to my machine. I'll start stitching. I'm turning up my machine right now. I'm going to go ahead and stitch 1/2 inch away. Okay, I'm setting it at 3, every tension like this. I'll also go ahead and just back stitch when I'm starting. I'm also going to get to the end. I'm going to cut on my thread. I also do the same thing to the other side. I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing here. How is everybody in the building doing? I hope you all are great today. Back stitch. When I start, I also back stitch when I get. And take note that there are so many different ways of joining a plant together. And back stitch when I get to the end. Cut my thread now. I'm going to go ahead and remove all my pin. Bear in mind that we don't add any dart for this, okay? So I'm just going to go ahead and open it up. If you have an overlock machine, you go ahead and overlock that up, okay? Overlock it up. Overlock that up. But if you don't have one, you can use a zigzag stitch. But here, I'm not going to be using any zigzag or overlock machine because this is for me. So once I'm done doing so, I'm going to go ahead and place the right side facing the right side, front to front, right side facing right side. I'll take one piece. I'm going to place that over. If you were to add up a zipper, what you're simply going to do is to leave one side open, okay? But I'm not adding any zipper. It is elastic waistband pants. All right, so I'm going to place the right side. I'll take it and stitch all the way to the downer part. You can go ahead and pin that up if you wish to. Good morning, good evening, how are you? If you wish to, okay? If not, just go ahead and hold it over, and you're going to go ahead and stitch. Remember, always you're supposed to back stitch when you start and you back stitch when you get to the end. I'm going to be stitching 1/2 inch. I'll just go ahead. Welcome everybody. If you're new, you're very welcome. My name is Anita Handmade Creations, and I'm happy to have you all. If you're watching me from YouTube, I'm happy to have you in the building. You know, it's actually my first live on YouTube, eh? I'm just gonna go ahead and pin it. I'm not pinning it, I'm just stitching it all this way. When I get to the end, I'll just back stitch, and I'm gonna do the same thing to the other side. Okay. Now hold and start. I'm gonna go ahead. Stitch about 1/2 inch away. Oh, if you're actually, make sure that by the time you want to pull anything, adjust anything, your needle should be down, okay? I'm just gonna go ahead and stitch. Now I'm going to do the same thing to the inseam, okay? Joining them up together. I'll just go ahead and join up the inseams together like this. Why did I even have to pin this? I'll come here like this. I'm gonna pick this up. I'm gonna pick this part up, join it over here. I'll make sure that I flip one side, okay? Just like this. Flip this other one facing the other side. I'm just gonna put a pin just here like this. Then I'm just gonna come here and this downer part. Sorry about that. You can go ahead. First of all, you press this up here like this to give it a finished professional look, so that your works will be neat, okay? But like I said, this one is mine. I'm just gonna go ahead and hold it like this. I'll be joining it over, then I'll stitch all the way to that other side, okay? I'll give it 1/2 inch. Oh, my needle is my thread is out. Normally when I was making this thing, I added about 3/4 inch. I'm not even stitching or what? It's straight like this. I was wondering why the thing was going so fast like that. Come here, come here, come here. Yeah, Papa. Now we're going to go ahead and measure up the waist and add up elastic to it. This is an elastic waistband, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and add up elastic. But there's another thing you can do. Normally the back, you want it to be a little bit fitted. If you want it to be a little bit fitted at the back, you can just go ahead and add up with that here. But I'm not going to be doing so. I'm just saying it. You add up with that here. That's to make it fitted at the back. Then at the front is going to have just an elastic, okay? But I'm going to be adding up elastic. Now what I'm going to do is to measure the waist of this, whatever I have there. I'm going to measure up my waist, whatever I have here. Remember, when you're making up elastic pants, you don't use your waist measurement. You don't use your waist measurement. You use your hip measurement. When you're cutting it, you use your hip measurement. It is when you're adding up elastic to it, then you can go ahead and use your waist measurement. What I have there is 19, so I'm just going to go ahead and fold it over like this. I'll bring it all the way to that 38, okay? So I'll be cutting the waistband of 38. Now I'll have to go ahead and take round waist. My round waist is 28. Depending on how stretchy your elastic is, 28, you can minus 4 inch from there. What do you want? Which window? Do. Do not panic at room. I see. Pajama. No, the new pajama. So sorry about that. I'm gonna go ahead and cut off my waistband. Then I also cut off the elastic to it, and we'll be ready to add everything up together. Be ready to work. So this is my fabric. When you're cutting up elastic, okay, you have to measure up. When you're cutting up your waistband, you have to measure up your elastic, okay, whatever elastic give you. For example, this is the elastic I was going to be using. I already mentioned that at the cutting video. So this is the elastic I'm using, which is 2.2 and quarter. This is it. So when I was cutting up my pan, I minus the 2 and quarter from there. Don't make that mistake. If you maybe adding let's say your total length is 45, you go ahead and cut it at 45, then you add up elastic, is going to be much longer. So for you to avoid that, what you want to do is to go ahead and minus whatever your elastic measure from there when you're cutting up your pan. This way, by the time you cut it and add it up, it's going to, the length is going to be the same. Like for example, it was 45, you minus your elastic to it, by the time you add it, it's going to be 45. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I have to cut my band at this is my band. Or do I have a smaller elastic? No, I want it to be this big. Okay, so I'm going to cut up my waistband at that elastic, which is 2.025. so I'll be folding up my fabric into 2. This time around, we're going to go ahead and fold up our fabric into 2. I want to choose up the best side into 2. I don't want that ticket. I don't have time now to add press up that ticket. Oh my goodness. Folding up into 2. Remember what I measured from the waist was 19 by 2, which is going to give me 38. 38, I'll be adding half an inch to it, or even 1 inch, better still, because sometimes it can be very tricky. I'm going to go ahead and cut 19 by 2. 19 by 2, this is even more than 19 inch. Making sure I just place it up like that. I'm going to go ahead and bring this up like this. So this was more than 19 inch, right? And I have here. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and measure what my elastic was, which is actually 2.025. which is right there, but remember we need to fold it over by 2. So 2.025, if I'm going to cut it, I'll get 4.5. Then I'll be adding up, let's say 3/4 inch to it altogether. See, and remember that I'm actually measuring it from here. We'll get 5.25. I add 3/4 inch flounce. 5.25. I'll just go ahead and cut, join, now I'm going to go ahead and measure up that 19 inch. Remember, I'm going to be adding up allowance to it. 19 inch by 2, which is going to give me 38. I should go ahead and add up 1 inch of allowance. I'm going to go ahead and just connect that part up all the way to here. Then now is to cut, the cutting time. You just pin. I'm going to go ahead and cut. And we're going to be cutting. Look at that. Now to cut, again, I'm going to just chop this over. Yeah, I'm going to try to. Oh my goodness, I'm going to turn it off. My bun cut up. I'm going to put this inside just the way it is. Now we're going to go ahead and cut up an elastic. Okay, now at this point, I said before that when you're cutting up elastic waistband pants, you don't normally use the waist measurement. You use the waist measurement when it's time for you to add up elastic. And depending on how stretchy your elastic is, as you can see, this elastic is quite very stretchy. So round my waist is 28. 28 divided by 2 is going to give me 14 inch. 14 inch, if I minus 4 inch from there, 14 inch, if I minus 4 inch from there, I'll be minus 2 inch from there because I fold it into 2, okay? Or you can just go ahead and measure up 28 minus 4 inch, I'll be left with 24. I'm gonna go ahead and mark up my 24. Remember, depending on how stretchy your elastic is, this elastic is quite very stretchy. If you don't minus, sometimes you can even go ahead and cut up to 5 inch, because if you don't minus it, by the time you stitch it, the waist is going to be big, okay? You don't want it to be bigger, so you want the elastic to just stick to it. For me, I minus 4 inch from my waist, around my waist measurement, okay? If there's anything you're not understanding, you let me know. So this is our elastic. So you can see, this is my elastic. As you can see, it's quite very stretchy. So I'm just going to go ahead. I'm going to join here like this with a zigzag stitch. Come here, and I also join it up with my zigzag stitch. Okay, and I also join this part here like this. Okay, now set it at the zigzag stitch. I'm gonna go ahead and stitch from the top to the downer part of it. Okay, from here I just set a zigzag stitch. I always like to do this, but like, why is the length? This is when I come here, I just do this. Back stitch when you get to the end, back stitch when you start, so that everything will just be fine. Now we have elastic. This is my waist, my round waist. So you just add this to it, it's going to fit up. See how stretchy the elastic is. You see how stretchy the elastic is, sorry. You see how stretchy that elastic is, right? Now what I'm going to do is I have to join up the waistband. Like I said before, I'm going to join this up. Another 1 inch, oh sorry, join it up with a straight stitch. Now cut that up. We have both, join it over. Then we're gonna take this up, move the elastic aside for now. We'll be adding up the waistband to the pan. This way we're going to have our complete waist. See, it's even shorter. You can see now. No, it's shorter. Don't go crazy, and it's okay. Yeah, it look like. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead. I'll be joining up this part here. I'm going to go ahead and join it over like this. I'm going to put it inside like that, like this. I join this part up with this part up. Ooh, I'm thinking something, yeah? And instead do it the other way around. This part here, I always like to join it up at the back, or you can see join it up at the side seams. At the side seams is good, okay? I'm gonna pin that up. You can just go ahead and notch the four center of it, of your pant, of your waistband. You also notch the four center of your pant so that you join up the notches together so that they should match up. Notches to notches together. That is just it. I'm just cross checking, yeah? So sometimes when you cut it up like this, I've not pressed it yet. You go ahead and stitch, the waist of the pant become big than the waistband. Have you ever experienced that? Okay. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and stitch up the waistband to it. I'm going to show you another ways of adding up an elastic waistband. This way your elastic will not be wrapped inside, because I hate it when you stitch your pant and then you put it once, you put it twice, and then your elastic will just wrap inside. It's annoying. So I always use this other way of adding up my elastic to my waistband. You're gonna see. So I just go ahead and stitch. Just that. Now you could have an overlock machine. You go ahead and overlock that, okay? Or zigzag that if you wish to. Now I'm going to go ahead and just notch the four center of the waist. It's good for you to press everything up. Go ahead and press this up. So my iron is not up now, so I'll just do the pressing lesson. Now it's time for us to add up the elastic to our pants. I also like to add all my elastic this way. I'll start by marking the 4 center of my elastic, which here and this, I'll put it up like this. I'm gonna mark here, here. I already know that this is the center of it. Then now I'm gonna go ahead and fold it over like that again, making sure that those center are together like that. I'm gonna mark from here and I'm gonna mark here. Come here and I'm also do the same thing, mark here and I'm gonna mark here. Once I'm done doing so, I have the 4 angles of my elastic. I'm gonna come here to my pan as well. I will mark up by notching that up. I'm gonna notch here. I'm also notch here. Okay, now this I already know that this is it. I'm just gonna go ahead and put the 2 notches together, matching each other, so that I could also mark off the back. I'm gonna notch here like that. Now once we're done doing so, I'm going to go ahead. I'll be adding up my notches to notches together. This is the notch here and here. This is my notch. Now I'm going to go ahead, pick up my elastic. I'll come here. I'm gonna put this up to the back right there. You see? I'll put a pin there. Put a pin here, right there. Then I'm gonna come here, pick up this other part here, which is right there. I'll add it up to the other notch right there, making sure I'm putting all the notches up together. I'm gonna put a pin. Then I'm gonna take this other notch, which is right there, and I'm gonna match it up with this mark that I marked before. And I'm gonna put a pin. I'm gonna put a pin here. Then I'm gonna pick this other one and I'm gonna put it right there like this. I'm gonna put a pin. I'm gonna put a pin. Pin that up. Now we already have the 4 angles of the elastic with pins. So as you can see, you have this enough space here, and enough space here, and enough space here, and here. So what we're to do while stitching is to pull the elastic so that it should fit into it. You pull it over so that it should fit to it, okay? Because the elastic is actually the waist of this waist is the hip measurement, okay? While this one is the round waist measurement minus 4 inches to it, okay? So we're going to be going. We'll go ahead now and stitch that up. When I'm stitching that up, I always like to use a zigzag stitch for this. I started up by using up a zigzag stitch. I'm going to go ahead and add up to 2.5. I'll add the tension at 2, let's just say 3. Add up the width at 2.5, the length at 3. Okay, so we're going to be stitching that up. So now this is the most tricky way, because if you don't do it well, your machine will be too light. If this was an industrial machine, you know that industrial machine is quite very heavy, so you're just going to go ahead carefully stitch that through. Okay, you can either do that to the right side or you do it to the wrong side. So I'm going to start from here. Go ahead now. I'll start from there. I'll first of all just back stitch, making sure that I pull this other part. Once you're pulling it at this side, you pull it also at the other side, okay, so that it should match up, making sure that all the stitches here, come down, put my needle down. Okay, now I'm going to hold it here, both here and here, and be careful that I have my pins there. I'm gonna pull, making sure everything matches up. Pull that up, pull it both sides. When you want to stop, make sure that your needle is down. I'm also going to come here and pull, making sure it is the elastic we have to stitch, and the pieces should stitch two with this piece. Okay, I'm going to pull it over like this other side. Then I also do the same thing, pull and stitch, pull and stitch. Making sure that my needle is down, and pull in here, making sure that I also stitch together with the piece. Pull it like that. From here, and also pull this other piece. Making sure that your needle is always down each time you want to stop, okay? I'm going to pull this other side, pull the both sides, and I'm taking that up. Okay. Now come here and I pull that over. Now we are getting to the end. Just like that. Then I'm going to cut that thread over. Now I just have to go ahead and remove the pins because we no longer need that up. Okay. Also come here and remove all my pins. Now we have elastic like this. I have a waistband like this. I don't want it to be like this. I'm going to go ahead now and refold the elastic inward like this, and I'm going to stitch that over. Okay, let me see your hair. Wow, beautiful. So so I'm going to go ahead and fold it again over, and I'm going to stitch. Okay, fold it over like that. I'm going to fold it over, so this way we're going to get back to the normal waistband. Remember that you have to pull and stitch. Where are you? Oh, God. Making sure that this stitching like this, you'll be stitching at the inside like this. It should be at the inside, not at the outward. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead. I'll be pulling and stitching, and pull and stitch. Okay, come here and I come right there, right here. I start from here. Now this point you can go ahead now and stitch it up with your straight stitch. But when you're stitching up with a straight stitch, you don't go in adding it, setting your thread length at 4. No, you can do it a smaller stitch because this is an elastic. If you don't do that, by the time you stitch that up and you put it on, it's going to break. Normally we use elastic, or you can use a twin needle to do this so that it will not break by the time you stitch, you put it on. Okay, so I'm going to set my thread length at 2.5, the width at 2, yeah, tension at 2.5, yeah. So I'm gonna pull. Have to do the same. We pull and stitch or pull and stitch. Okay, you pull, when you want to stop, remember that you have to put your needle down, pull and stitch. You pull and also, ooh, that one almost fell. So you can even actually be like that. Right. Okay, I'm gonna pull. That's tricky. I'm just gonna go ahead and fold and pin it like I did before, just 4 pins, because I don't want it to wrap when I'm to look funny. We are done stitching. I'm gonna come here and also just bring this part here to this part here. Pin the 4 angles, and this part is surely gonna be here. Just almost like it was before. This time around you're going to pull and stitch. You pull and you stitch. Why this one? You pull and you stitch. Come here, my friend. You pull and you stitch. This way, by the time, even if you jump, you go down, you come down, your pan will never, the elastic will never be wrapped at the inside. Okay, you see. I don't want to. Gonna come here like that. If you I'm pulling it right, I don't want it to look funny. Now come here and start up, folding it over, and be careful because the needle is there. There, your pins, my pins are there. I'm gonna pull this other part here. Those pins are like messy. So the elastic is being inside. This way, even if you go ahead and jump and climb, it will never wrap inside. While making sure that it is not more than the allowance you're actually looking for. With my hand with the needle. Where's the needle even? No, this one. I don't want it to be covering you people, so that next thing like that. Oh, you see the way the machine is shifting, right? I'm gonna make sure I come here. I pull this to the side. See the way the things inside, right? They're just at the inside, so we're gonna work as perfect as we want. That you have to take your time at this point, making sure that it is the lassitude. Allowance on the inside shouldn't be too big. So I pull like that. You see the way the machine is shaping. Instead of doing this up at the wrong side, you can do it up at the right side. Okay, so that the right side should be neat. Go ahead now and press that up, and my hem the downer part of it. Okay, that's it. You hem the downer part. This way your elastic will not be rubbing inside each time you put it on. Now this is how I always hem the downer part of. I always say the downer part of my pants. I hem the downer part of my pants, the hemline, by just going ahead. You fold it over. I'm just gonna go ahead and fold it over like that, about 1 inch inwards. I'm a pin. If you have an overlock machine, you just zigzag the edges. First of all, I do the same thing. Fold about 1 inch inward, 1 inch inward, just the same. I'm a pin. I do the same thing to the other side. 1 inch inwards. Now I'm gonna go ahead and pin. 1 inch inward, like this. Now pin this way. When you hemming that up, it's going to be neat. Okay, 1 inch inward. Now we'll take it, we're going to tack here, tack here. We're not tacking, we're stitching it all the way to that place where the 1 inch stop. Like this. Uh-oh. Now you can go ahead and set your machine at 3 deep. This is it. You just flip it now to the right side like this, and you also flip the other side like this, and you can really go ahead and stitch this way. Is going to be straight, no stress up. Okay, no stress up. You see, straight, no stress up. So I'm just going to go ahead and do the same thing to the other side as well, like I did. Yeah, I want to stitch. Yeah. You want to stitch. You come and stitch. You come and stitch it. When we are stitching, we're not talking. I was talking when I was joining up the pant now. So now we are just hemming it up. I just show you how you hem up your pant without stress. You kind of just fold about half an inch, 1 inch inward. You stitch all the way to that 1 inch. You also do the same thing to this other side like this. This is an easier way to do. You just stitch. Then you come here like this, clip it inside. Once you're done clipping it inside, you already have the guide already like this. You can see. And I'm going to go ahead and just stitch that up. When you stitch this up, everything is a bit louder and harder. What's you doing? Maybe micro. Now because I did not use the microphone today. It's kind of the battery is low, so I had to charge it. So I'm gonna go ahead now and just stitch that up, and we are ready to wear. I'm gonna put it like this and stitch all the way to the end. can see how straight it is, right? Just make your life more easier rather than try to hem it the other way around and you stress of yourself. Sometimes it look very funny and the funny edges. Just gonna come here. Oh, whoop. My thread is out. My thread is out though. You can increase the volume, my friend. Increase the volume. Now I'm stitching. Today I'm not using any microphone because it's low and I needed to charge it. Okay, I'm done with that elastic band. I'm done with elastic band. And now I'm just going to go ahead and press that up. You know, when we're leaving stitching, we did not press anything up. Now we're pressing it over and over. You flip your pan to the right side. Now you are ready to go. We are ready to go. Our pan is ready. See? Your elastic waistband. And it's ready to wear. And very easy to stitch. Very easy, very easy, very easy to stitch. I'm gonna give you the press right now, and that's just all. So what do you think about this tutorial? Is this something that you love creating? Is this something that you love to create? Is this something that you can make your legs wider? I'm actually going to make it with the other piece. I'll make it peak. You can make it wider. As you can see, this is it. We are done. And you're ready to start working your life. You can make this for give for people, and this is it. Thank you so much for stopping by, for watching. And if there's anything you want me to make, you can leave it at the comment section. Any of my video, you just drop it there. And thank you so much. Okay, bye bye. I hope this tutorial was grateful. I hope it was useful. Not only grateful, but it was useful to you guys. You can now stitch up your elastic waistband. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate you guys, and I hope you see you some other time. Bye bye. This is it. I'm just showing you the finished look. Okay, this is it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you some other time. Bye bye, guys. Bye bye, those of you watching from YouTube. Bye from Facebook. Bye bye. Thank you so much for always supporting me, guys. Bye bye. Finish. Oh.